The fans for our final home game of the season for 2017, where your CD Dodd Perth Thunder take on Adelaide Adrenaline. Convincing win by Thunder last night, 11-3 over Adelaide. So I think the Thunder boys probably come out tonight looking for a repeat performance and just to stamp some dominance on a game prior to their finals run starting next weekend in Melbourne. The Adelaide looks like they're making a change today, going with the import goalie Matt Murphy. He's dressed and he's on the ice tonight, so hopefully looking to probably make a difference there, probably make it a bit harder for the Thunder to score some goals. However, the Thunder's been very, very goal hungry last night with lots of locals scoring goals. I think Kairos got a couple, Jonathan Bremner scored, Andrew Cox, Tomic Sack, and of course the import line putting up 6 goals between them. So outstanding performance from the Thunder last night, and looking to take control and probably just repeat the performance of last night. And then this is the final home game for the season, and then next Friday I think the boys fly out to Melbourne for the finals, over in Melbourne again. I think they take on the CBR Brave in the semi-final on the Saturday, hoping to get through to the grand final on Sunday this year, which would be great to get the boys playing for a good All Cup this season. Adelaide, not a great run for Adelaide this year. They finished last on the AIHL standings again, but talking with Eric yesterday up here in the commentary booth, they've got a lot of positive things coming out of their season, so looking to rebuild on it. A lot of young talent coming through the Adelaide side, and they're just going to grow and go from strength to strength, kind of keeping their import signings. Had some great signings this year, probably grow on that next year, and come back out in the 2018 season stronger and look to improve in their standings at the end of the year. But looking around the league today, I think the Melbourne Ice of that game over in Melbourne, I think it was in Melbourne today, has concluded with the Ice taking the convincing win over the CBR Brave 5-2, and which bodes well in Thunder's camp, because Ben Bro going for the scoring title. I think as we go to air and this game begins, I think Ben Bro's, I think he's actually won it. I think it's he's 55 points for the season so far, and I think Woodrick's only 53. So I think Ben Bro is the AIHL scoring leader for the 2017 season. So we'll get that confirmed as the game begins. And a couple of minutes left in the warm-ups down here at the Thunderdome, and then we'll get ready for the singing the national anthem by Matt, one of our great cameramen here, and sets up all these live streams. And little did we know till yesterday that he can actually sing. So a great surprise there. I think he's going for Jamie McCanty's job for next season as the official anthem singer. But Perth Thunder just wrapping up their warm-ups, it looks like, and look like the boys are on fire. They're just raring to go out there tonight. So I think we've got a fair few fans travelling to Melbourne to see the Perth Thunder in action over in Melbourne for the final series. But if you haven't, I was informed last night that the crossbar here at Perth Ice Arena will be streaming the games live, and they will be up on the screen at the crossbar, and the bar will be open with all the drinks, food facilities here at the Ice Arena, so you can come down. I think it's a $5 cover charge if I'm informed correctly, and they get you into the bar, and it's going to be a great atmosphere down here at the Perth Ice Arena, and you can watch the CD Dodd Perth Thunder take on the CBR Brave on the Saturday, and I think that game begins at 3 o'clock if I'm in Melbourne. No, 3 o'clock Perth time, I think, but we will confirm that during today's broadcast. So for wherever you're joining us from around the world, around Australia, we thanks for tuning in to all the Thunder home games, and hope we haven't been too bad. You know, as we did say, our commentator in Jordan Skidetta did have to retire early this season, so you have had to put up with myself, and being my first season as a commentator is a bit daunting, and not my forte, but we've endeavoured to do the best we can for our listeners and our fans out there. So I think about 22 seconds left in the warm-up as the boys just do a couple more laps, circle around, a few more shots, and get warmed up, and we'll be lining up on the Blues any second now, getting ready for the national anthem. So I'll keep it quiet for a little bit. We'll get some music in the background as the national anthem and the formalities get underway, and we'll be back ready for the drop of the puck here at the Thunderdome. Now, listeners, just presenting the jerseys to the Australian team members. As you see, Perth Thunder having probably five members of the junior team for the Australian national team. And now we've got Matt stepping out onto the ice for the Australian national anthem. That concludes the formalities as the players go to their representative nets. One final huddle, and we're going to be underway with the game shortly. I think Adelaide are going to look to come out for a fast start today. They're leaning on their import goaltender for this final game, so I think they probably want a bit of a tighter scoreline than what we saw last night. Perth Thunder, as we said earlier in the piece, I think they're just going to come out, really turn up the pace and try and just repeat the performance that they had from last night, getting everybody on the ice, getting their lines going, and then just trying to capitalise on all their chances to get their eye in and be ready for next week when the games are really counting. And my co-commentator from last night, Eric, who is part of the Adelaide Adrenaline Ice Hockey Club, is the GM of the Adelaide Club. He's opted to spend the night on the bench with his team for their final home game, which we can't blame him for that, and wish them all the luck. And it was great having Eric up here last night, helping commentate the game. It was just a different spin on it, and it was just great to have people from around the country, different clubs, coming up here and being part of our commentary team for the games. As the boys are lining up, it looks like Adelaide are going with that line. Rezic, Critchlow, and it looks like it's going to be Boyle on that other wing. Or no, they've chosen Oddie, it looks like. So we've got Critchlow, Oddie, and Rezic up on that top line with looks like Babineau and McNeil. Is it Babineau or Huxley? 27, so it's Gerbett. Babineau and Gerbett on defence. And Thunder going for their top import line in Jessico, Bernard, Olet and Ben Bro, with Goranson and Wilson on defence. That's taken by Olet there, just over the halfway. Olet in over the blue, drops to Bernard. Bernard shot straight into the catcher of Matt Murd, making a save early. There's a great chance there for the Thunder, just taking a turnover in neutral ice into the Adelaide zone with a quick drop pass from Olet onto the stick of Bernard. And then a nice quick shot, and Willow and Hazelhurst are going for a quick change there. And Thunder getting the face-off to the right of Murphy in the Adelaide zone. That face-off is won by Thunder, back to Bernard. Bernard puts it in, Bro puts it in hard around the boards. Bernard picks it up behind the Adelaide net. He dekes out to Bro. Bro can't quite control, so Goranson picks that up. Well, left behind, Bro coming down the point, and that's sent the whole length of the ice, and Peter Salvo out to play it as he leaves it for Hazelhurst. Hazelhurst up to Olet, but nobody there for the Thunder, and it looks like Huxley picks that up for the Adelaide. That's cross back to Huxley. Huxley's hit hard by Ben Bro. Ben Bro feeding in front there to Kairos. Kairos' shot just gloved down by Murphy, and Adelaide picked that up behind the net. And Huxley passes up to Boyle, but Boyle misses that one, and that's chipped out by Daniel for the Thunder, and then put in by Jonathan Bremner in behind the Adelaide net. Calmed down by Murphy, and then picked up by Huxley. Huxley behind the Adelaide net. He dekes, he steps up onto the half wall. He puts that up to, that's on to Remy McGuinness, and then he gets his pocket picked as he enters the Thunder zone. And Jonathan Bremner puts it all the way back into the far end, down behind the Adelaide net. Babineau puts it back up to McGuinness. And then Jamie Woodman for the Thunder picks it on the blue line and puts it back into the Adelaide zone. Adelaide managed to get that up to just up to Huxley and then on to Boyle. But and now Foal in for Adelaide, can't quite control. Lyndon Lodge takes that for the Thunder. He's cross ice past Tobin. Tobin carries it into the Adelaide zone. He puts the pass in for Woodman. Woodman straight down the middle, shot, and he scores. Jamie Woodman puts the Thunder up early from a feed from Sean Tobin off the half wall. And he catches the Adelaide goaltender unaware on that one and buries it home to put the Perth Thunder 1-0 over the Adelaide Adrenaline. And we've played about 5 we have a clock on our screen now, so 13 minutes left in the first period. So we played 2 minutes, just over 2 minutes of the game has been played, and Jamie Woodman scores the first for Perth Thunder. That draws one by Bernard, back to Punler. Punler puts it back to Bernard. He puts it back to Punler. Critchlow in hard on the forecheck for Adelaide. And that's taken by Rezic. And Oddie takes a shot into the skates of Wilson, but Resnick manages to pick that up behind the Thunder net. He's checked by Bernard. Oddie comes out with it from behind the Thunder net onto the half wall, puts it onto the point to Babineau. Babineau's shot in. Critchlow just misses the tip and holds Punler's stick there, so Punler couldn't get anything on it, but that's picked up by Olet. Olet puts it up to Bernard. He crosses back to Olet, skating down the ball, in on the half wall. And Olet holding it in there for the Thunder. Just on the boards, he skates off, puts it across to Bernard. Bernard straight in front to the stick of Bro, but he just could not hold on to that one as Adelaide come back the other way. That's up to Oddie. Oddie's in, and he takes a shot from just outside the blue line, so Adelaide go for a change. Critchlow in on the forecheck onto Hazelhurst. Hazelhurst cross behind the Thunder net to Punler, and Punler's back to Hazelhurst, and apparently we've got 6 on here now for the Thunder. So 6 on or a high stick, I think. I can't quite work out what he's calling from up here, but yeah, it's 6 men, too many men for the Perth Thunder. So the Perth Thunder are going to go on an early penalty kill, putting Adelaide on the power play. And it looks like Adelaide have loaded up that line with Oddie, Critchlow, Boyle, and then they've got Babineau and like Huxley on the back end of that one. And it's Mantier, the coach, is out there for the on the power play for Adelaide. And Mantier behind the net, looking for his options. He goes back to Critchlow. Critchlow back down to Mantier. Mantier deeks around Hazelhurst. Comes around the top of the circle. He's got the shot. He goes to Critchlow down low. Critchlow couldn't quite get a handle on that one. He goes up to Babineau. Babineau across to Resnick. Resnick shot high of the net. That comes back around and off the boards. Took a funny bounce and then manages to get it onto the stick of Garanson, who puts it down for Andrew Cox, but couldn't quite get onto that. So the Thunder go for a change as Adelaide come back the other way on the power play here. Resnick's controlling over the centre line. He puts it in deep into the far corner. Woodman goes to get that for the Thunder and chips it up to Olet. Olet to Bro. Bro's coming down. He skates through the defence and then scores. He just takes one move around the Adelaide defenceman in Resnick and puts it straight over the pad of Murphy to put the Perth Thunder up 2-0 over Adelaide Adrenaline. And a short-handed goal for Ben Bro, and that's definitely secured him the scoring leader for the AIHL for the 2017 season. And Christian Olet will get the assist on that one. And 2-0 to the Perth Thunder with 11 minutes left in this first period. So Perth Thunder still on the PK here as there's still a minute left on the Adelaide power play. That's put up by Bernard to Olet. Olet puts it to Bro, and then doesn't quite control it. He drops it off to Olet. Olet skates down the half wall. He comes in, he deeks, he looks for the shot, just couldn't quite get it past the stick of Huxley there for Adelaide. And then back onto the half wall to Foal for Adelaide. Foal skating up, crosses the red, he puts it in deep, and he's chasing it down to go get it. Peter DeSalvo gets it, and Bernard clears that for the Thunder all the way back down and forces Murphy to make the save. Ben Bro gives him a little shove behind the net to say, hi, I'm here. And then Ben Bro takes a backhanded shot at Murphy and just straight into the catching net. And Adelaide manages to make the save on that one. And we'll get a face-off to the right of Matt Murphy. Perth Thunder really stating their dominance on this game, getting a lot of passing, a lot of power, a lot of zone time on the penalty kill still, because there's still 17 seconds on the Adelaide power play. But Adelaide haven't been in the Perth Thunder zone very long at all. And that pass is taken off by Sean Tobin for the Perth Thunder, who puts it back into the Adelaide zone. That's skated out by Oddie. He makes the pass across ice to, just onto the half wall to Resnick. Resnick skates into the Thunder zone. He deeks around Tobin, puts the pass back to Critchlow on the point. Critchlow looking for his options. He goes down low to Resnick. Didn't quite handle the pass. Resnick's centering pass in front. Doesn't quite get there. That ends onto the stick of Tobin. Tobin passes to Lodge. Lodge puts the fast pass to Simon Kudler. Simon Kudler's looking for his options. He skates. Does a little bit of a spinorama backhand pass, but doesn't quite get it through. And then he gets knocked on his backside for his troubles there by Critchlow. And then that's skated back the other way by Babineau. And Critchlow went to try and tip that in, but Peter DeSalvo had the glove up there and made the save. So a great penalty kill there from the Perth Thunder, scoring a short-handed goal and not allowing Adelaide anything. There's 9 minutes 20 left in this first period, and your Perth Thunder are up 2-0 over Adelaide Adrenaline. And face off to the left of Peter DeSalvo now as Andrew Cox wins that back for the Thunder. That's picked up by David Kudler behind the net. His pass taken off there by Mantera for the Adelaide. And then battle on the half wall. Coxie gets it back and he manages to chip that back out. And battle just inside the Thunder blue line. That's spat out, and then Geordie Kairos manages to get that for the Thunder. He puts the pass across to Cox. Cox goes for the shot off the stick of Huxley for Adelaide and into the glove of Murphy. That will be a face-off to the left of Matt Murphy in the Adelaide zone. Face-off is won by Thunder, but no, apparently false start, so they'll re-drop that puck. And Adelaide wins that back to, that's Zach Boyle there as he puts the pass up out of the reach of Critchlow onto the stick of Simon Kudlis. On Jamie Woodman, that puck gets taken off by Rezic. Rezic to Critchlow. Critchlow shoots just wide of the net. And Peter DeSalvo not meaning having to make that save, but keeping it safe there as Kairos passes to Bremner. Bremner shot into the catcher of Murphy for another face-off down in the Adelaide end. Perth Thunder up 2-0 over Adelaide Adrenaline with 8 minutes 32 left in this first period. And that is was won by Bernard, but apparently the refs have blown it again. Another false start there on the puck drop. That one's won by Adelaide up the half wall. Here comes, looks like it's Manteri, puts the pass, centering the pass. Critchlow's shot. Babineau takes the shot off the stick of the back-checking Bernard and up into the roof. So that face-off will go to the left of Peter DeSalvo. Face-off one there by Adelaide in foul. Foul skates down to Mantera. Mantera, foul. And then that's just chipped in front onto the stick of Christian Ouellette. Ouellette's looking for the pass onto the stick of Goranson. Goranson puts it in deep, and they're off to get it. That's just chipped up to Foal, but Foal just can't quite get there as Bernard keeps that in deep for the Thunder. And that's crossed to Bro, who puts the centering pass to Goranson, and Goranson shot just wide of the Adelaide net, and then chipped out back into the Thunder zone by the Adelaide defenseman. As Adelaide go for a change. And Christian Ouellette puts it off the wall, but Critchlow manages to take that as Bernard goes to check Critchlow and takes the puck back off him, and then Critchlow comes back out with it. He puts it to Rezic, and then Oddie skates into the Thunder zone. Centering pass there to Rezic, and Rezic's shot just blocked by Hazelhurst. Goranson manages to pick that up, chips off the half wall, but only as far as the point there for McMillan for Adelaide, and then that's kept in. And then big shot from the point there by Boyle, and then tipped by Rezic. But DeSalvo manages to keep that out of the Thunder net, and then that's chipped the length of the ice as Boyle will go back to pick that up for Adelaide. His nice rink pass there from Boyle onto the stick of Critchlow. Critchlow looking for his options. He goes to Rezic. Rezic shot into the pads of DeSalvo. DeSalvo takes a diving save there as it just spits out in front, and Oddie was circling around the crease. And Peter DeSalvo keeping the Adelaide off the board there. And at 6 minutes and 50 seconds left in this first period, Perth Thunder are still winning 2-0 over Adelaide Adrenaline. Kieran Webster takes that face-off for the Thunder and manages to win it back to Kudler. And Mantera gets it for Adelaide. His shot, that's off the pads of DeSalvo. Webster back behind the net with it. He goes to the half wall for Sack. Sack couldn't quite get that out through Mantera. Then that's put for icing, but Webster's winning the foot race there, so icing is waved off as Webster wins that foot race for the Thunder. He skates the centering pass there to Tomic Sack, but he couldn't quite get a handle on it as Babineau tied him up. And furious shift from the young guns from Perth Thunder there as they take it in, and the back check there on Jamie Woodman onto Mantera. He picks it up and drops it to Webster. Webster back to Kudla. And then picked up by Adelaide just inside their blue line and chipped back down by what the ref is saying is a hand pass off of Tomic Sack. So we'll get a face-off inside the Thunder zone due to the hand pass and just to the right-hand side of Peter DeSalvo. Andrew Cox wins that one back for the Thunder, picked up by Al Punler behind the net. He's checked hard by Rezic, and Rezic goes for the centering play to Critchlow, but he couldn't quite get it through the stick of Sam Wilson. Wilson puts it up to Bremner. Bremner chips to Kairos. Kairos off the boards. He evades that check from Huxley quite nicely and manages just to chip it down, but that's picked up behind the Adelaide net by Babineau, and then Babineau up to Rezic. And Geordie Kairos comes in, gives Rezic a bump there for his troubles. Punler turns behind the Thunder net with it. He's hassled by Critchlow. And it looks like we've got a penalty. I don't know who that's going to, but it was just going to be an Adelaide player going to the box there, but it looks like Al Punler has got himself into a bit of trouble there. But so it's they're sending both of them, so it's going to be 4-on-4 for a bit here. 5 minutes 32 left in this first period here at the Thunderdome. And the face-off is going to be down in the Thunder zone. As the referee's explaining to the captains what the calls are. And the goalies are playing catch down the length of the ice with the puck here. So we'll see what happens as captains are still talking to the referees. So it's definitely going to be 4-on-4. Unless I think there's two in the Thunder box now, so it's definitely I would say an unsportsmanlike to Al Punler, as he did have a bit to say to the referee. So that's going to put the Adelaide up on the power play. So it's 5-on-4, Adelaide with the 5, Thunder with the 4. So Adelaide Adrenaline their second power play for the period. And there's 5:30 left in this first period, but the Thunder still winning 2-0 over Adelaide Adrenaline. And that face-off is won by Ben Bro for the Thunder. Picked up by Adelaide behind the net. Babineau with the Adelaide. Looks for the pass to Rezic. Rezic skating up. He's over the blue. He steps in, drops to Mantera. Mantera shoots, but that's blocked by Hazelhurst and kept out of the way of the Thunder net. And then Rezic passes straight to Christian Ouellette onto the stick of the streak and Ben Barreau. Ben Barreau drops to Hazelhurst. Hazelhurst shot straight into the body of Matt Murphy there for the Adelaide goaltender, making the big save there on the breaking out play from the Thunder. And then Adelaide come the other way. Rezic gets it. He goes to the centering pass to Oddie, but Oddie was just out of the way there. Tobin chips that up out of the Thunder zone and just inside the Adelaide blue line, picked up by Huxley. McNeil for Adelaide. McNeil looks to Mantera. He puts it across to Oddie on that wing. I think that's Oddie over there. Can't quite see the numbers from up here. I do apologise. And then picked up back behind the Adelaide net as that's intercepted for the long ice pass by Daniel Goranson for the Thunder. And then McNeil manages to pick that back up for Adelaide. Rezic with it. They leave it for Gerbert. Gerbert skating up. He puts the pass up to Zach Boyle. Zach Boyle skating into the Thunder zone. He pulls up just inside the blue line, looking for his options. He puts it onto the point to Gerbert. Then he's looking down low. But Jamie Woodman's taken that, and they're battling hard along the wall. As Jamie Woodman gets that for the Perth Thunder, and he skates out, chips off the wall, goes to get his own rebound. As he's skating, he's got Babineau hard on him. But centering pass there to Lyndon Lodge in the slot, I think it was, and Lyndon couldn't quite pull the trigger on that one. So that was managed to be kept out there by Adelaide goaltender. Adelaide back into the Thunder zone as Boyle has it on the half wall. He feeds his shot to Foal. Foal feeding to Oddie, but Oddie couldn't quite pull the trigger on that. Then that's chipped out of the Thunder zone and down only as far as the goaltender. He comes out to play it. He puts it up to Foal. Foal over the centre line. He gets over the blue. He skates in. He gets hit for his troubles there from Kudler. And then Hazelhurst in to get that. Critchlow's out the box for Adelaide. Sorry, that's Remy McGuinness circling, putting pressure on Hazelhurst behind the Thunder net. Davey Kudler cross ice to Kairos. Kairos on the half wall to Coxie. And then that's just put in and taken off by Huxley for the Adelaide. Huxley's pass to Rezic. Rezic drops down to Mateer for the Adelaide. Mateer deeks around the defenseman, centering the pass to Remy McGuinness, but that's just taken off there on the back check by Kairos. Kairos passes to Coxie. Coxie's dropped to Jonathan Bremner, who shot, and Matt Murphy for the Adelaide Adrenaline making the save. 2 minutes 43 left in this first period. Your Perth Thunder still up 2-0 over Adelaide Adrenaline, and all the penalties have been cancelled out with nothing much happening for the Adelaide on the power play there. And back to full strength 5-on-5 hockey now. We wait for that puck drop. That's won by Adelaide, but picked up just behind there by Bro, who put it to Hazelhurst. Hazelhurst shot just kept wide of the net from Matt Murphy. That's kept in by Olet. Olet puts it down low to Bro. Bro centering pass to, Olet. Bro centering pass to Ben Bro. He couldn't quite pull the trigger on that, and that's picked up coming through the half rink by Oddie for Adelaide. Oddie's looking for his options. He deeks, he puts it across to McNeil. McNeil's shot blocked by Hazelhurst. And they get the streak, and Christian Olet coming up. He comes down, he shoots, and Matt Murphy just shuts the legs and makes the save to hold on enough for the whistles. The puck trickles over the line after the whistle's blown. So he didn't quite know where that was. So great shot there by Christian on that play from the Perth Thunder. As we get a face-off to the right, and that's shots taken by Sean Tobin on Matt Murphy as the rebound just bounced out in front. And then that's put in deep. Lyndon Lodge in to get that. He tries to tackle Huxley, but Huxley's having none of that. That's put onto the half wall. Sam Wilson chips that down low to Lyndon Lodge. Lyndon Lodge is battling. He's hit by Critchlow. Manages to get the puck across to Simon Kudler. Simon Kudler's up on the half wall for the Thunder. He drops to Lyndon Lodge. Lyndon Lodge skates around. He streaks through. Backhand pass there. Doesn't quite get through. Rezic manages to pick that up for Adelaide. He passes to Critchlow. Critchlow into the Thunder zone. Looking for his options. He's got none. He drops down low. That's a shot coming in by the late Zach Boyle there. It just gets put wide of the pads as Peter DeSalvo makes that save. Then that's Simon Kudler in there. As he's battling with Boyle and Mantera behind the net. And Simon Kudler gets the chip up to Lyndon Lodge, who manages just to chip that out into the Thunder zone. He puts it onto the stick of Sean Tobin. Tobin couldn't quite handle that one as it's put back out to Andrew Cox. Andrew Cox backhand pass across ice to back to Davey Kudler, who puts it up to Jonathan Bremner. And Adelaide take control of that. And Zach Boyle manages to get that up the ice, just out of the stick of Foal. Couldn't quite get a handle on it. And Andrew Cox bats that down and then puts it back to Davey Kudler. That's onto the stick of Kairos, who couldn't quite get a handle, and picked up by Huxley for Adelaide behind the Adelaide net. Huxley puts it up the half wall to Foal. Foal couldn't quite handle that one as it's taken by Kairos. As he gets pulled down, looks for the referee for a call, but nothing there. And then he takes a wayward shot at the net, just goes wide. And it's picked up on the blue line by Kudler. David Kudler skates in, deeks once, he puts the shot across. hit some traffic in front, couldn't get there. Andrew Cox gets it, puts a shot in, just wide of the net, and then picked up by Bremner. Bremner up to the half wall, and then onto the stick of Woodman, who puts the shot in, and that's blocked with traffic in front, and then Adelaide managed to just chip that out over the blue line, and then we have a whistle here as the period comes to a close. Wonder what the whistle was. There's no siren here for the end of the period, so that's what the whistle is for. As we go into the first break with your Perth Thunder leading 2-0 over Adelaide Adrenaline. So we're going to take a break here for a couple of minutes and go to some adverts, some wise words from our sponsors, and then we'll be back with some highlights from the first period as we get you ready for the start of the second.
With well over 50 years' experience, CD Dodge Scrap Metal Recyclers are one of the leading scrap metal companies in Australia. We service everyone from the small private operator to the huge multinational corporation. If it's scrap metal you need to dispose of, we are willing to purchase and collect it from you. With our extensive fleet of vehicles, plants in Perth and Kalgoorlie, and statewide collection, we offer a tailor-made service to suit your requirements. In addition, our capabilities extend to mine site demolition and cleanup and marine salvage. For inquiries regarding scrap metal purchases or industrial recycling, call us now on 93703066 or visit recyclers.com.au.
Are you thinking about buying a car, a boat, or getting a personal loan? Maybe you've just started a new job, are self-employed, or had credit problems in the past and not sure if you can get finance. We'll discuss your situation and independently work with you to get you approved. Before you commit to any loan, talk to our team at Smooth Financial Services on 1300 764 240 or visit our website at smoothfs.com.
Financial broker license number BN 4310.
Got the boys coming around to watch the big game? Forget your 50-inch and hire a big screen. From turn up to turn on in minutes. 2 screens available. Book at frontrowscreens.com.au.
At Equitum, we believe every person's story is different, that we are all shaped by our experiences, values, challenges, and aspirations. We believe your story is the most important aspect in building a financial strategy and a partnership for life. Whether you're an individual, family, or small business owner, we'll identify what's important to you, then help you build and protect what you've worked for. If you want financial certainty and peace of mind, contact Equitum on 9204 1266 or head to equitum.com.au. Equitum, protect your finance, control your future.
So we're back with some highlights for the first period here. As you see, this is the power play for Adelaide, as they're coming in with a great big save from DeSalvo, keeping that wide for the play. And then I think this is Geordie Kairos coming back the other way. He drops to Jonathan Bremner. Bremner getting that great shot, and Matt Murphy just managing to keep Perth Thunder off the board in that one. And then that's Hazelhurst clearing it only as far as the point, and Peter DeSalvo being alert there to make the save. And, Ben Bro not happy. And we've got Cam Critchlow for Adelaide stepping in. Another save by Peter DeSalvo, making the diving play there to keep the Thunder up at that stage. And then that was Kieran Webster getting the icing waved off by beating the Adelaide defenseman back to the puck and creating a good opportunity there as they get it all around the net. And Sam Wilson putting in his defensive work for the Perth Thunder. Up to Jonathan Bremner. That's chipped up to Kairos, and then the big hit there by Huxley on Kairos. As most of these plays, you can just see the boys just really stepping it up, being in the right areas. As you see Rezic trying to make the play to Mantera, and then again Peter DeSilva just shutting the door there and not letting anything happen. And then we get the Ben Bro making the streak here. Big drop play to Hazelhurst, and then again Adelaide goalie just coming up, just having eyes on that puck from the start of that play. And then here you go, big Jamie Woodman for the Perth Thunder skating down, manages to keep the puck, and he gets the centering pass to Lodge, who just couldn't quite get a handle on it. And then we're back the other way with a big save there. That one was off the stick of Hazelhurst with a shot from the point there by Babineau. Then back to Foal. His centering pass again, just picked up by the Thunder defenseman in front of Peter DeSalvo. As that's sent out over the blue. And then you'll see the Adelaide coach here actually coming down, making some fancy moves there, and almost getting the feed, but nobody in the slot there to help him out. And then Thunder coming back the other way through Andrew Cox. The drop pass to Jonathan Bremner, who takes the great shot there on the Adelaide keeper, forcing him to make the save. And again, just Thunder hemming Adelaide in. As you see, that one there was Christian Olet putting it down low there to Bernard. Bernard's feed across to Bro, just a little bit too much on it. I think it just tapped the stick. And then again, you'll see Adelaide trying to set up around the Thunder camp there, but just not having enough as the Thunder just back with the numbers, back in position. With the centering pass there to Christian Olet, who shot, and that was the one we were talking about just before the break, where it was in the pads, and the goaltender just managing, trying to really keep hold of that and not let it trick through. As you see, that big hit behind the net on Babineau by Simon Kudler, and then Wilson keeping that in as Adelaide come the other way through Critchlow. He was looking for his options, and the big back check there by I think that was Simon Kudler on the back check there, sorry. And the last chip out of the zone there from Adelaide as Kairos took that one, and this is where he was asking for the call, but nothing. The referee's not giving him anything, and then Davey Kudler with the fake shot on Foal, and a nice quick shot there. So it wraps up the highlights from period 1, and we'll be back at the start of period 2. Right now we'll just have some words from our sponsors, so stay tuned in for period 2 starting very shortly.
With well over 50 years' experience, CD Dodge Scrap Metal Recyclers are one of the leading scrap metal companies in Australia. We service everyone from the small private operator to the huge multinational corporation. If it's scrap metal you need to dispose of, we are willing to purchase and collect it from you. With our extensive fleet of vehicles, plants in Perth and Kalgoorlie, and statewide collection, we offer a tailor-made service to suit your requirements. In addition, our capabilities extend to mine site demolition and cleanup and marine salvage. For inquiries regarding scrap metal purchases or industrial recycling, call us now on 93703066 or visit recyclers.com.au.
Are you thinking about buying a car, a boat, or getting a personal loan? Maybe you've just started a new job, are self-employed, or had credit problems in the past and not sure if you can get finance. We'll discuss your situation and independently work with you to get you approved. Before you commit to any loan, talk to our team at Smooth Financial Services on 1300 764 240 or visit our website at smoothfs.com.
Financial broker license number BN4310.
Got the boys coming around to watch the big game? Forget your 50-inch and hire a big screen. From turn up to turn on in minutes. 2 screens available. Book at frontrowscreens.com.au.
At Equitum, we believe every person's story is different, that we are all shaped by our experiences, values, challenges, and aspirations. We believe your story is the most important aspect in building a financial strategy and a partnership for life. Whether you're an individual, family, or small business owner, we'll identify what's important to you, then help you build and protect what you've worked for. If you want financial certainty and peace of mind, contact Equitum on 9204 1266 or head to equitum.com.au. Equitum. Protect your finance, control your future.
And welcome back, Thunder fans, as we get set for the start of the second period here. And Adelaide Adrenaline just making their way onto the ice. And just looking down from my position here at the ice arena, I see the Perth Thunder players putting their helmets on and lining up to come back out onto the ice arena here. We're about, judging by the scoreboard clock here, we're about 2 seconds away from second period needing to start. So Thunder boys taking a bit of time to get dressed. And yeah, there goes. Peter DeSalvo leads the Thunder onto the ice. Ready for this second period. So if you're just joining us, Perth Thunder are leading the Adelaide Adrenaline 2-0 in this first period, with goals by Jamie Woodman and a short-handed goal by Benjamin Bro, putting, I think we just confirmed that Ben Bro has won the scoring title for the AIHL 2017 season. So that's a great milestone to be reached by Ben Bro, and the first ever Perth Thunder player to do so in a season. So a great season being had here this year by Ben Bro. And yeah, as we had the player awards last night, with Peter DeSalvo picking up the MVP for the boys, voted by the coaches and the staff here at Perth Thunder, and per Daniel Goranson getting the best Australian player, and best defenseman with Lyndon Lodge the most improved. So a few awards handed out last night, and we're just set for the drop of the puck here. Bernard faces off against Critchlow. And that's won back by Critchlow. Back to Babineau. Babineau puts it up to Foal. Foal looks for his options. He chips on the boards back to Critchlow. And then that's put deep into the Thunder zone, but picked up by Bernard. Bernard dropped it back, but picked up there by Oddie. And then that's put out off the half wall by Christian Ollett. Back to the stick of Bernard. And then Babineau back for Adelaide just to shut him down. As that's stolen by Christian Ollett, as Oddie hooks him, but yet looks like they're going to take that back and control as the Thunder go for 6 on here, and Christian Ollett not realising that Oddie was right behind him, but I think Oddie's going to go for a hook there. It's a pretty vicious hook behind the net. We could see from up here in our position as he skated around. I think Oddie just didn't quite have the legs there, and put the stick through the hands of Christian Ollett. So Perth Thunder getting their first power play of the evening. And we'll see what the Perth Thunder power play is all about now. There's Adelaide going for McNeil, Critchlow, Huxley and Boyle on their penalty kill unit. That's one straight back into the catching mitt of Matt Murphy for the Adelaide, and the face-off will start again. And Ben Bro just having a bit of a chuckle about that one. They just leaves that, and then that's picked up by Christian Ollett. His shot, and just short of the stick of Ben Bro. He couldn't quite get there, and then that's put back around by Per Daniel, and then back to Bro. Ollett controls it, he puts it onto the point to Hazelhurst. Hazelhurst back to Ollett. Ollett looks, he puts it down low to Bro. Bro in front to Per Daniel. He couldn't quite get a handle on that one, and then put back down in front to Christian. Christian holds on to that, back to Per Daniel. Bro puts it to the point to Bernard. Bernard back to Bro. Bro goes down low to Christian. Christian to Per Daniel Goranson in the high slot, and he buries it over the shoulder of Matt Murphy. A big play there from the Perth Thunder power play, as Per Daniel Goranson gets the power play goal. As we see here on the replay, it was just Ben Bro up to Bernard. Bernard back to Bro. Bro down low to Christian. Christian feeds Per Daniel and just buries that shot straight over the shoulder of Murphy. A beautiful power play goal there for the Perth Thunder. So now Perth Thunder up 3-0 over Adelaide Adrenaline, and we have played a minute 20 of this second period, and Thunder have struck again. As Kieran Webster lines up for this face-off, he wins that back to Tobin. Tobin passes to Kudla. Kudla skates through the middle here. He's got some options. He skates in, just puts the shot in, and Murphy puts that into the corner as Babineau picks that one up and chips it out over the blue line for the Adelaide. And then That's picked up by, I think it's David Kudler for the Thunder. And put across as Lyndon Lodge battles in there for that puck. And Davey Kudler comes out with it. He puts it on the half wall to Tobin, who could not quite handle that. Kieran Webster skates onto that pretty quick. He passes to Tobin, and Tobin takes a hit into the boards for his Warriors. Webster's looking for the pass to Tobin, and Tobin shot just over the shoulder of Murphy, but out of the reach, not into the net. As Tobin looks for the pass, Webster and Tobin down low. They're battling hard against Boyle. Tobin back to Webster. Webster deeks. He's pushed in by Gerbert. And just to get it to Tobin. Tobin back to Webster, but Gerbert for the Adelaide picks that off. And then that's put onto the half wall and into the feet there of, I think that's Remy McGuinness. And then Webster picks that up for the Perth Thunder. He's hit hard by Babineau, and his helmet comes off. So Webster's having to go straight to the bench. And Jonathan Bremner picks that for the Thunder. Kairos' stick's tied up by Gerbert, and Kairos takes a tumble behind the net. Just obviously hit an odd piece of ice. That's put into stick to Coxie, and Geordie Kairos finishes off on a short side goal as fed from Andrew Cox. And Kairos has just put that in between the pad and the post there. You see this on the replay here. Jonathan Bremner to Coxie. Coxie tipped to Kairos. Kairos just puts that in as it just trickles over the pad of Matt Murphy, putting the Perth Thunder up 4-0 over Adelaide Adrenaline. And we have 12 minutes left in this second period. That one's won by Adelaide, as it's chipped back to Huxley. Sorry, McNeil. McNeil puts it up to Oddie, then it's brought back down by the Thunder. And McNeil picks that up. He crosses to Huxley. Huxley to Foal. Foal puts it for Critchlow. Critchlow couldn't get a handle on it. As Jonathan Bremner skates through for the Thunder, he leaves it for Kairos. Kairos gets the one deep shot and scores! Straight through the legs of Murphy. Geordie Kairos, 2 goals in one shift. Oh. And he puts the Thunder up 5-0 over the Adelaide Adrenaline. Geordie Kairos, 2 goals in one shift for the Perth Thunder. This line of Cox, Bremner, Kairos with, looks like they had Wilson and Punler on the defensive end and really turning it up for the Perth Thunder here. And getting some great scoring chances and capitalising them on every chance that they get. It's a great effort there from the local line from Perth Thunder. And that face-off is won by Bernard against Critchlow. Back to Hazelhurst. He curls, he looks, he goes cross-ice to Bembro. Bembro comes in off the point. His shot straight into the pads of Murphy. And Murphy's looking around for it a little bit there, though, after the shot, not quite knowing where it was. And that's going to be a face-off to the right of Matt Murphy. And Bernard again against Critchlow here for the face-off. And that's won by Critchlow. Murphy out to play that. He puts it around the half wall to Oddie. Oddie onto Critchlow's stick. Critchlow skating down the boards. Hazelhurst manages to keep that out. Critchlow plays it offside. And then puts it into the catching mitt of DeSalvo, which is, if you ever get involved in the Australian Ice Hockey League, you'll know that a lot of the imports that come over here to play for the teams know each other, played against each other, with each other for different teams back in North America and Europe. So a lot of them are great friends, and they have a lot of good rivalries, good banter between them. It's actually great to see. But I thought this face-off would have been the whole length because he intentionally played it offside. So we'll see what they're saying here. So per Daniel Goranson getting a penalty here, I suppose. I think he not too impressed with that one. I think he said to the referee something about the fact that the face-off should have been the other end of the ice, and Yeah, the referee's not really not giving them too much tonight. Corey must be in a bad mood out there, I think. He's sending the boys off for not saying too much at all, really. It is hockey. They do have an opinion out there. That's puck's dropped. It's battling hard low behind the Thunder net. And the Adelaide power play's trying to set up, but Bernard ends up with that as Ben Barreau comes in, and that's picked off on the half wall by Ben Barreau, and then Boyle for Adelaide manages to pick that up as he skates through the centre. He's trying to cut through the D, the Thunder. No, he's pushed into the half wall and then puts it in behind the net. That's picked up by Bernard. Bernard looking for Ben Barreau centre ice, but couldn't quite find him. And manages to find the stick of Foal. Foal to Babineau. Babineau shot wide of the net. That's onto Coxey's stick and then just chipped out of play. But there's Woodman here for the Thunder, manages to get it. He deeks, and Matt Murphy getting a great save there. Good play by Jamie Woodman. He just great puck protection on that breakaway and gets the shot and forcing Matt Murphy into the save. 10 minutes and about 35 seconds left of this period. Perth Thunder 5-0 over Adelaide with 2 quick goals there on one shift by Geordie Kairos. It was an outstanding shift, and he's back on the ice now, the man of the moment, as that face-off is won back behind the Adelaide net to Rezic. Rezic setting up here. He puts it on to Critchlow. Critchlow gets shut down there by Punler on the half wall and then put back into the Adelaide zone. Matt Murphy calms that down behind the Adelaide net. McMillan back to pick it up. Oddie puts it onto the stick of Rezic. Rezic goes across to Mentera. Mentera skates into the Thunder zone. He gets the puck taken off his stick by Hazelhurst, and that's put to Coxey, and Coxey sends it length of the ice to kill off the penalty. Matt Murphy out to play it. He's looking for a play here. He goes long onto the stick of Rezic. And Rezic skates into the Thunder zone. He comes around the back of the Thunder net. He's looking for his options. He's got nothing. He's holding on to it. That's straight onto the stick there of Hazelhurst. Kairos puts it up for Coxey. Coxey goes rink wide back to Kairos. Kairos just chips it into Hazelhurst. Hazelhurst curls, looks for Coxey, but just couldn't quite find the stick there. And that's picked up again by Oddie for the Adelaide Adrenaline as they come the other way. Oddie over the centre line. He skates into the Thunder zone. He's looking for his options. He Sanders passes to Critchlow. And DeSalvo manages to get a paddle on that, and that puck does up and out of play as the Thunder penalty has expired, and we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. So great penalty kill there by the Thunder penalty kill unit. They look more like on a power play than they did a penalty kill. And they were taking a lot more possession and creating themselves a few more chances at the Adelaide end while they're a man down. And that face-off is won back and picked up by Jamie Woodman. And it takes a funny bounce off the boards as Tomic Sack for the Perth Thunder. He skates down. He centre passes that to Simon Goodler, who just could not quite get a handle on his bobbling puck. And that's put back up out of the zone and then picked up by Davey Kudler centre ice. He passes to Simon. Simon puts that in off the half wall as Matt Murphy comes out to play that for the Adelaide. He puts it high on the glass but not out of the zone as Simon Kudler manages to just keep that in on the half wall. That's kept in by Liam Jeffries for the Thunder and then picked up by Gerbert and put onto the just outside the zone there. And then Jamie Woodman picks that up and tries to carry it in the zone. And Jamie Woodman still has that. He skates around. He's skating in fast here, Jamie Woodman. And he shoots. He scores through the legs of Matt Murphy. And the puck just goes into the net. Jamie Woodman comes out one side of the ice, across the blue line, through 2 Adelaide players, down the far side, across the top of the circle and in. If you see this on the replay, Jamie Woodman just skates through, drives the net, puts the puck there, and it just trickles in straight through the legs of Matt Murphy, putting the Perth Thunder up 6-0 over the Adelaide Adrenaline here in the second period with 8 minutes 30 left to play in this second period. The face-off goes to Tate, but the Adelaide get kicked out of that one. That's picked up by Manter. Oddie picks that up, puts it back to Manter. Manter down the half wall for the Adelaide. He gets hit hard by Daniel Goranson. And it looks like we're going to get a penalty. We're going to get a penalty here. But Daniel Gorrison's going back to the penalty box for that hit on Mantia. No, I think the ref must be saying it was a little bit late. Interference, yeah, it was a bit late. The puck was around the opposite side of the Thunder net while he made the hit. So Perth Thunder back onto the penalty kill. But we'll see what the Thunder do here, as they've been scoring a lot short-handed tonight. And that one's just picked up on the half wall by Bernard. Bernard goes to Bro. Bro chips forward to Olet. Olet skates in, and that's just off the shoulder and over the top of the net there of Murphy. As Christian Olet skates in, he gets it to Mantia. Mantia skates to Critchlow. Critchlow looking for his options to Mantia, but couldn't get a handle on that one as Ben Bro chips that out, but only as far as the Thunder blue line, as that's kept in there on the Thunder blue line and then put behind the net. And Ben Bro manages to pick that up again for the Thunder. He chips it out of the Thunder blue, and Hazelhurst is hassling there. Ben Bro manages to pick that up and couldn't quite keep a handle on that past Oddie, and Adelaide managed to get it coming the other way. Hazelhurst manages to keep hold of that puck, and he's looking for Ben Bro, but a bouncing puck just bobbles over his stick, and it goes the full length for McNeil for Adelaide to pick that up. McNeil, he was looking for Boyle, but that's taken off by Kudler. Kudler skating in for Thunder. Kudler stalls, shot off the stick of Huxley, then picked up by Webster. Webster curls behind the net. He's got Boyle hassling him here. He goes to the pass onto the point, but Oddie takes that, and now Thunder are caught. It's 2-on-2 here, coming back the other way for Adelaide as Oddie skates through. Kudler just got enough on that to keep Oddie out and put him into the corner. So that's just didn't manage to get a shot. Woodman battling hard there with Oddie. Woodman covering that puck as Remy McGuinness is in there as well, but Webster comes out with it for the Thunder. Webster's coming down with Huxley. He puts a high backhand over to Lyndon Lodge. Lyndon Lodge curls down low. He's looking for his options. He puts it back down low for Webster. Then feeds the centering pass, but just out of the handle of Lyndon. And Remy McGuinness finds Critchlow. Critchlow streaking down quite quick here for the Adelaide. Critchlow looking to cut in, but he's got no options. He goes for the feed into Babineau. Babineau's shot onto the pads of DeSalvo, but Critchlow manages to pick up them rebounds and fumbles one just across to the goals, and DeSalvo just puts a paddle on it and goes, let's calm this down, boys. We'll have the face-off just to my left-hand side here. So plenty of action end-to-end as the penalty has expired here for the Perth Thunder, so back to full strength. 6 minutes 20 left in this second period as your Perth Thunder win 6-0 over Adelaide Adrenaline. And that's picked up behind the net by Adelaide. They do by Mantia, the coach for Adelaide, out there playing tonight. But his pass is picked off by Andrew Cox, and then that's put down low to Wilson. And I just missed what happened there. It was a wayward puck, and I think it went down to Oddie, and it looks like Adelaide have scored here. So, yeah, Wilson fumbled that. Oddie got the chip down low to Critchlow, and Critchlow buries one for Adelaide here on DeSalvo. You see just a fumble there on the blue line. Babineau puts that pass down. Wilson, sorry, it was Rezic, just steals that one off of Wilson down low with Ken Critchlow on the back post, and Critchlow managing to bury that. So it's now 6-1 to Perth Thunder as that face-off is won by Thunder. That pass is put up hard by Hazelhurst. Simon Kudler in to get that. He's gone back to Hazelhurst. Hazelhurst shot in front, and that's just chipped wide by Murphy into the corner as Foal manages to put that back round to Huxley. Sorry, Gerbert. Gerbert gets the pass up to Mandir. Mandir manages to hold that. He puts it back up to Gerbert. Gerbert's looking for his options. Back down low to, Boyle's down low. And then that's picked up on the far side there as Gerbert and Fudgy Clyde just into the linesman, and the puck spat out of the Thunder zone into the Adelaide end. As Remy McGuinness is on just over the blue, he finds Babineau. Babineau's skating through the centre. He's looking for his options. He feeds low to Boyle. Boyle's shot comes off the pads of DeSalvo and up over the netting and out of play. So we'll get a face-off to Peter DeSalvo's right-hand side now. Puck's dropped, and that's won by Critchlow for Adelaide. And that shot's blocked by Christian Olet with the Thunder. Adelaide still managed with it. Ben Bro gets it fed centre. Christian and Ben skating in, streaking. He looks at Bernard. Bernard just coming out of nowhere. Bernard goes to go behind the net, but Manter picks that off for Adelaide. Critchlow puts the pass to Oddie. Oddie back to Critchlow. Critchlow goes to the half wall, cuts into the centre. He's looking inside. He goes to Huxley. McNeil. McNeil puts it deep. Critchlow back to McNeil. McNeil's looking for the options. That's off the pads there of Bernard and out of the Thunder zone. As he's, McNeil still has it though. He's just looking for it. Manter manages to pick up the crumbs there, and then Manter skates in with the puck, and he gets that puck stripped off there by Kudler. But only as far as Oddie, and then Tobin for the Perth Thunder manages to get hold of that one. And the icing is waved off there for some reason, so that's picked up behind the net by Adelaide captain Huxley. Huxley chips it down the ice, and that's just out of the reach of Rezik's stick, and it's going to be an icing call here. Webster winning that one for the Perth Thunder. That goes up to the point in Wilson. Wilson puts it deep. Webster gets there. He picks that off. He goes to go back around the boards, but there's Boyle there for that. And Tobin's taken down to the ice with a high stick. So it looks like it's going to be Boyle going for a high stick there from Adelaide. And, Sean Tobin taking one just to the face there, as he's just removed that face cage after having a tooth knocked out at training, and just removed his face cage to put the visor back on, and then gets a stick to the face there tonight. So he might not be too happy about that. But Perth Thunder back onto the power play here with 3 minutes 41 seconds left in the second period, and Perth Thunder winning 6-1 over Adelaide Adrenaline. There's that puck's drop, picked up by Olet to Bernard. Bernard looks for his options, cross to Hazelhurst. Hazelhurst shot, he scores! Robert Hazelhurst just off the top of the circles and just puts one straight past Murphy, and it looks like the Adelaide goaltender's pulling himself from the game. So, yeah, he's skating to the bench just going, I've had enough tonight. Send in the kid. Either the kid, no, it's it looks like it's Peter King coming back in now for Adelaide. So, yeah, Murphy's just going, I've had enough now. 7 goals past me. He's one too many, and let's give the other guy a address here. So King's back in net now for Adelaide, and Perth Thunder are winning 7-1 with 3 minutes 34 seconds left in the game. Sorry, in the second period. And that face-off is won by the Thunder. Jamie Woodman putting that in deep for the Thunder as Andrew Cox comes in to get that. Babineau manages to chip it out to Critchlow. And Critchlow trips over the blue line but drops the puck to Manter. Manter drops it, picked up by Kudler. Kudler puts it up to Bremner. Bremner couldn't get a handle on it, but Kairos manages to pick that up. And then Critchlow steals that back and comes in behind the net. And that's goes for the long clear, but it just comes off the stick of Geordie Kairos, and Jamie Woodman to pick that up for the Thunder. Woodman goes across to Kudler. Kudler back down to Woodman. And then Woodman back to Kudler. Kudler starts skating with this puck up over the Thunder. He passes back to Woodman. Woodman skates in. He's looking for his options. He shoots, and there's a rebound there, but nobody home just to put that away. But then Rezic goes to clear that onto the stick of Remy McGuinness, but just out of his reach. So Peter DeSalvo comes out of his net to play it. He puts it around to Kudler. Kudler skates up over the circles. Deeks the forecheck from McGuinness, puts it across to Woodman. Woodman goes to Bremner, but just out of his reach, and that went for icing. So we're going all the way down to the other end of the ice for a face-off to the right of Peter DeSalvo. 2 minutes 20 left in the second period, and your Perth Thunder 7-1 up over Adelaide Adrenaline. Yeah, Andrew Cox wins that one for the Thunder. He puts it up to Bremner. Bremner just out of his reach. And Gerbert puts that back in for Adelaide. That's picked up down low there by, looks like it's Andrew Cox for the Thunder. And then chipped up to Tomic Sack. Tomic Sack looking for his options. He puts the cross ice to Coxie. Coxie fires one in on Peter King and then picked up by Davey Kudler down low. Kudler skates back up to the point. He turns, he shoots. Tip in front there by Simon Kudler, but just not quite into the net. It was over the shoulder of King, then onto the stick of Hazelhurst. Hazelhurst lobs one and just outside the blue line, taps the net of Pete King and goes in. So Hazelhurst with his second goal of the night, and that puts the Thunder up 8-1 over Adelaide Adrenaline. As Pete King not happy about that. That shot just tapped the top of his glove and dropped in over the back. So he's just out of his net a little bit, and Hazelhurst outside the blue. So I think the boys have got see what they're doing here. Hazelhurst with 2 goals of the evening. So I think the Thunder boys having a bit of fun out there now. So and there's still a lot to play for. They can't take it too lightly just yet, but that was put on the half wall, tapped in deep by Liam Jeffries there. Simon Kudler comes in to pick that up. He comes around, that's picked off on the wall by Liam Jeffries. He gets tripped for his troubles, but no call there as Babineau's battling with him. Simon Kudler takes it as he loops around the back. Simon Kudler's looking for his options. He drops down low to Fudgy. Sorry, Liam Jeffries feeds back to Simon, streaking through, but Simon couldn't get a handle on it and get the shot away. Simon manages to pick that off. He drops it around for Hazelhurst. Gerbert picks that up for the Adelaide, and then he passes off to Mantier. Mantier curling just behind the Adelaide net, drops it back to Gerbert. Gerbert pass to Mantier. Mantier skating up the ice. He's over the Adelaide blue, over the red, puts in a backhand on Peter DeSalvo. DeSalvo looks for his options. He passes to Hazelhurst. Hazelhurst puts it onto the half wall and chips it long, and that's picked up by Tobin just outside the Adelaide blue line. Tobin puts that in hard around as Webster comes in, fakes picking it up and leaves it there for Lyndon Lodge, and then McNeil comes in there to pick that up for Adelaide, and he puts it around. Adelaide down low with it for Critchlow. He feeds that pass beautifully into the slot there for Foal, but Foal couldn't quite get through that. And then picked up by Daniel Goranson. There's 15 seconds left in this period as Hazelhurst coming down into the Adelaide zone is looking for his options. He passes back, and that's just taken off there by McNeil for Adelaide, who puts it around onto the stick of Bembro. Bembro shoots, and that's hit into the gates of Remy McGuinness, and that will be the end of the second period here at the Thunderdome, where your Perth Thunder lead 8-1 over the Adelaide Adrenaline. So I think we're going to go back to a few words from our sponsors, and we'll come back with some second period highlights before the third period gets underway.
With well over 50 years' experience, CD Dodd Scrap Metal Recyclers are one of the leading scrap metal companies in Australia. We service everyone from the small private operator to the huge multinational corporation. If it's scrap metal you need to dispose of, we are willing to purchase and collect it from you. With our extensive fleet of vehicles, plants in Perth and Kalgoorlie, and statewide collection, we offer a tailor-made service to suit your requirements. In addition, our capabilities extend to mine site demolition and cleanup and marine salvage. For inquiries regarding scrap metal purchases or industrial recycling, call us now on 93703066 or visit recyclers.com.au.
Are you thinking about buying a car, a boat, or getting a personal loan? Maybe you've just started a new job, are self-employed, or had credit problems in the past and not sure if you can get finance. We'll discuss your situation and independently work with you to get you approved. Before you commit to any loan, talk to our team at Smooth Financial Services on 1300 764 240 or visit our website at smoothfs.com.
Financial broker license number BN4310.
Got the boys coming around to watch the big game? Forget your 50-inch and hire a big screen. From turn up to turn on in minutes. 2 screens available. Book at frontrowscreens.com.au.
At Equitum, we believe every person's story is different, that we are all shaped by our experiences, values, challenges, and aspirations. We believe your story is the most important aspect in building a financial strategy and a partnership for life. Whether you're an individual, family, or small business owner, we'll identify what's important to you, then help you build and protect what you've worked for. If you want financial certainty and peace of mind, contact Equitum on 9204 1266 or head to equitum.com.au. Equitum. Protect your finance, control your future.
As we're back with the highlights for the second period, you see here Perth Thunder, Bembro, Bernard, down to Olet, Perganiel over the shoulder of Matt Murphy and into the net. Just a beautiful goal there by the Perth Thunder players. Kieran Webster here puts that in hard, around the back, and then Geordie Kairos manages to chip that around. Coxie battling hard on the boards. Andrew Cox comes round from Bremner to Coxie. Coxie comes round the net, feeds. Kairos in front, and Kairos just buries one home for the Thunder. And you'll see here as Jonathan Bremner just chips it off, leaves it for Kairos. Kairos gets one deep shot, and he just buries his second goal of the night. Both goals in one shift. And you'll see Robert Hazelhurst with the long pass all the way across to Bembro. Bembro shot, and Murphy makes the save there. Didn't quite know where it was. And then another one here, but you see Jamie Woodman. He skates through, he gets the leg out, comes in, and Matt Murphy making a spectacular save there on that play there. As Andrew Cox again here for the Thunder, rink wide to Kairos. Kairos just manages to chip that in, but not enough on it as Murphy makes the save there for the Adelaide club. And then Cam Critchlow skating in for the Adelaide. Goes down low onto the stick. Sorry, that was Oddie onto the stick of Critchlow. And then here you see Woodman manages to make the steal, comes round the back, he skates through and he just puts that puck straight between the legs of Murphy for his second goal of the night. And for Daniel Goranson there with a big hit on the coach of the Adelaide Adrenaline, which sent him to the box and put Adelaide on the power play. And then you'll see Bernard skating out of the zone. He puts it onto the stick of Bro. Bro onto the stick of Olet, and Olet shot just over the shoulder and off the crossbar. And then you'll just see here where Adelaide, Critchlow skates round, is looking for his options, nothing there, and DeSalvo just managing to put a glove on that and keep it calm for the home team. And then this one here, you see Babineau puts that down there. Wilson just thumbles that, and Rezic gets that puck straight across to Critchlow, who buries that one on the back door for the Adelaide club. And then some really good battles here on the boards for the Thunder and Adelaide as see Hazelhurst with a great shot from the point there. And then we see it here again as Adelaide, Babineau just comes out with the puck. He's looking for his options, he's got nothing. He goes to Boyle, and Boyle's shot just rings wide of the net. And then you'll see Kieran Webster here, he goes in for the puck. He's trying to get it deep, but he can't quite do it. Tobin's there to help, and that's where Tobin gets that high stick. And you see this one, Bernard onto the point. Bernard fakes, he goes across to Hazelhurst. Hazelhurst shot, and that's straight in the net. And I think it was at that stage of the game that Matt Murphy pulled himself and sent in the Peter King for the Adelaide club. And you see Davey Goodler here trying to get a handle on that one as he skates in, and then Andrew Cox taking a nice shot there from the point. And again per Daniel Goranson across to Hazelhurst, and Hazelhurst shot just outside the red line, and that just goes over the top of the glove and in. So Hazelhurst's great second goal on the night from outside the red. Sorry, outside the blue, just over the red line. He puts one past Pete King, and that puts the Thunder up 8-1 over the Adelaide Adrenaline here at the Thunderdome for our final home game of the season. So tune in, we'll be finishing off this ice cut and we'll be back with our third period very shortly.
With well over 50 years' experience, CD Dodd Scrap Metal Recyclers are one of the leading scrap metal companies in Australia. We service everyone from the small private operator to the huge multinational corporation. If it's scrap metal you need to dispose of, we are willing to purchase and collect it from you. With our extensive fleet of vehicles, plants in Perth and Kalgoorlie, and statewide collection, we offer a tailor-made service to suit your requirements. In addition, our capabilities extend to mine site demolition and cleanup and marine salvage. For inquiries regarding scrap metal purchases or industrial recycling, call us now on 93703066 or visit recyclers.com.au.
Are you thinking about buying a car, a boat, or getting a personal loan? Maybe you've just started a new job, are self-employed, or had credit problems in the past and not sure if you can get finance. We'll discuss your situation and independently work with you to get you approved. Before you commit to any loan, talk to our team at Smooth Financial Services on 1300 764 240 or visit our website at smoothfs.com.
Financial broker license number BN4310.
Got the boys coming around to watch the big game? Forget your 50-inch and hire a big screen. From turn up to turn on in minutes. 2 screens available. Book at frontrowscreens.com.au.
At Equitum, we believe every person's story is different, that we are all shaped by our experiences, values, challenges, and aspirations. We believe your story is the most important aspect in building a financial strategy and a partnership for life. Whether you're an individual, family, or small business owner, we'll identify what's important to you, then help you build and protect what you've worked for. If you want financial certainty and peace of mind, contact Equitum on 9204 1266 or head to equitum.com.au. Equitum. Protect your finance, control your future.
Welcome back, Thunder fans. We're just getting set for the third period here at the Thunderdome. Your CD Dodd Perth Thunder taking on the Adelaide Adrenaline. Perth Thunder currently up 8-1 over Adelaide. And Adelaide had a goalkeeper change late in that second period, so Pete King is in net now for the Adelaide side. No change at the goaltender end for the Perth Thunder with Peter DeSalvo. Oh, I do apologise there, listeners, as the guys in my ears have been making a bit of a couple of jokes in the background, which were quite funny. Yeah, and Perth Thunder coming out hard in this period, I think, to finish off the game with 8 goals on the board. They're not going to look to slow down as they prepare themselves for finals next weekend. And Adelaide just trying to cling on and reset themselves ready for next year. So we're just about ready to drop the puck with Bernard going up against Critchlow here. And we're off for the third period as Bernard wins that back to Hazelhurst. Hazelhurst cross to Per Daniel Goranson. Goranson to Bernard. He puts it onto the stick of Bro, who just brings it back to create some space. Puts a nice rink wide pass to Hazelhurst. Hazelhurst back to Goranson. Goranson goes up, and that's up and out of play. Don't quite know what happened there. It come off a stick, I think, and just got deflected up over the glass and almost took out our poor cameraman up there, but he managed to duck out the way in time. So that face-off will come back into the Perth Thunder zone. And a face-off just to the left of Peter DeSalvo there. As Bernard wins that one back for the home team. And Per Daniel Goranson just puts it behind the Thunder net. Hazelhurst picks that up and then chips that out over the blue line. Picked up by, I think it was Gerbert for Adelaide. And Hazelhurst drops to Goranson again. So Daniel picks that up. He puts it across to Bernard. Bernard goes rink wide to Bro, who's way offside. I think he just... and then Critchlow comes the other way for Adelaide. Critchlow's in. He's in hard, and he comes down low. He manages to keep hold of that. He's got Manta there with him. Manta looking for his options. He goes back for Critchlow, but Per Daniel Goranson's in the way. Per Daniel to Bernard. Bernard looks for his options. He goes across to Christian Olet. He controls. He looks, he puts it deep for Bernard. Sorry, Bro. And that comes round the rink to Christian. Christian goes cross-eyes really hard, and then Pete King just actually got a bit of a stick on that. And then Jamie Woodman managing to pick off the centering pass to Oddie. As Woodman picks that up behind the Thunder net. And Kairos picks up that. Off the boards, out of the zone, but no one there for the Thunder. As McNeil just puts that in deep for the Adelaide side. As Boyle picks that up for Rezic. Rezic working on the half wall. He's looking for his options. He's got nothing. Coxie comes out with that. Andrew Cox puts that onto the stick of John O'Bremner. Bremner skates in. He puts it back to Andrew Cox. Andrew Cox shoots! And King just manages to make the save on that. And there'll be no more play on that sequence of events, as we will get a face-off just to the to the right-hand side of Pete King. I'm looking at him backwards on the screen here. And Kieran Webster here to take the face-off for the Thunder, and he wins. Critchlow wins that one back to Huxley. Huxley puts that round to McNeil. Neil puts it back up the half wall to, I think that was Critchlow. Then Ray Huxley skating in, stolen by Tobin. Sean Tobin back the other way for the Thunder. He shoots just wide of the net for the, and Sam Wilson looking to put that one in, but he's that just got past as Lyndon Lodge backs that one up for the Perth Thunder. And he's got Foal giving him a hard time. Tobin manages to get that one just out of the zone, but only as far as Babineau. Babineau puts it across to Huxley. Huxley puts that in deep. And Critchlow comes in for Adelaide. Critchlow puts the shot onto the back pad of DeSalvo. It just drops into the crease, and Peter covers that to control the play. So 17 minutes and 20 seconds left. We played 3 minutes 40 here in the third period, and no score either way. And we have a face-off to the right of Peter DeSalvo. Simon Kudler wins that one, but Mantra picks that up for the Adelaide team. And per Daniel Goranson in to get that. He chips onto the half wall, but only as far as Boyle. McGuinness picks that up for Adelaide. That's settled down by Fudgy onto the stick of Hazelhurst. Hazelhurst streaking down the boards. He's looking for his options. He shoots, and that went way up high and over the net. There's Hazelhurst shot that almost up into the crossbar from my vantage point. He's looking at his stick going, I don't know where that went. Maybe I should change clubs. He's having a good old laugh with Fudgy there about that shot as it went up a bit high. Looks like the Perth Thunder had a goaltender change here with Mark McCann taking the net for the home team. And Christian Orlett puts that in deep for the Perth Thunder. That's only put as far as Burrow. Burrow to Bernard. That's a big shot from Bernard. Hit, I think, Babineau in the skates. Bernard manages to pick that up, and Ben Burrow trying to finish that, but I think it was there was a big hook there from the defenseman in Huxley on Ben Burrow, so we'll get a face-off. He just miscued that one. Peter DeSalvo coming to the bench and having a rest as Mark McCann takes his position between the pipes of the Perth Thunder. And it's Christian Orlett puts onto the half wall for Bro. Bro shot just wide of the net. He just quite doesn't get there as that's sent down the ice into the Thunder zone as Hazelhurst picks that up. He turns, puts it onto the stick of Ben Burrow. Ben Burrow skates in. Sorry, Bernard. Bernard shot. Christian Orlett there for the rebounds, but just overskates the net. Christian battling hard behind the net with Huxley. Christian still manages to keep this puck. Puts it into his feet. Bernard with it. Bernard skates out. Just up around the top of the circles. He's looking for his options. Kells back. He puts the shot across to Christian Orlett. Orlett lets fire, and that's just kept wide there by Pete King. Bernard with it. He goes across to Bro. Bro shot. That's off the stick of Huxley and up into the netting in front of the crossbar. So we'll be getting a face-off back over to Pete King's left-hand side. And as we have confirmed during the period breaks, Ben Burrow is the AIHL scoring champion for this year with the most points in the season. I think at the start of this game he had 55. So it's a big congratulations to Benjamin Burrow for the winning the scoring for the AIHL 2017. Now Andrew Cox lines up for this puck to drop. That face-off is won by Adelaide. Picked up by Huxley behind the net. He feeds around to Oddie. Oddie's looking for his options. He's hassled there by Bremner. Bremner manages to get that, but Huxley's there first. Coxie and Oddie. Coxie comes out with it. Coxie's looking for his options. Andrew Cox feeds up to the point to Kudler. Kudler shot, and Pete King makes the save there as Kairos was putting up the screen in front of Pete King. And great play there by Forecheek for the Thunder line. And then Thunder going for another change here with Webster, Tobin and Lodge here on this line. As Webster wins that, no, Webster loses that face-off draw, but that's put in deep to Huxley. Huxley's battling with Lyndon Lodge down in the corner. Lodge comes out with it, Webster. And then that's put round, and Critchlow manages to come out with it for the Adelaide Adrenaline. Onto the half wall, that centering pass there to Webster. Lodge's shot just paddled wide into the corner by Pete King. And then Webster battling on the half wall. He's got Tobin in for support. And that's just spat out to Huxley for Adelaide. Huxley comes out from behind the net. Huxley hassled there by Tobin. Huxley chips. He's looking for the chip onto the stick of Oddie. Oddie's battling down on Punler. Oddie and Punler go to the boards. Punler manages to chip that around to Lodge. Lodge is looking for his options. Lodge gets control of it. He goes to Webster. Webster's skating in with Babineau. Webster into the half wall. He curls. He's looking for his option. Chips it back down deep to Tobin. Tobin into onto Lodge's stick. Lodge gets taken his legs down. He can't get the shot away, and the puck's put behind the net. As Tobin comes out with it. Tobin's onto the point, onto Woodman. Woodman down low to Webster. Webster behind the Adelaide net. He's got Lodge in front. He puts the centering pass in. Lodge can't quite control it. Back onto the stick of Lodge. Off the half wall to Woodman. Woodman shot onto the pads of Pete King. Pass spat into the corner. Picked up by Tobin. Tobin's there. He feeds Webster. Webster's in front. Pete King manages to cover that for the save. So great opportunity there from the Perth Thunder. Just hemming the Adelaide Adrenaline in their zone. And keeping all sorts of pressure on them as the Thunder line changes up here. We've got Simon Kudler with Liam Jeffries and Tomic Sack. And that's won by Adelaide in Critchlow, but picked up by David Kudler, put in deep by Simon. Simon skates in behind the Thunder net, behind the Adelaide net. And Fudgy's checked hard behind the net. Sorry, Liam Jeffries. Simon puts that back to Jeffries. Jeffries put round for Kudler. Kudler back to Jeffries as they're cycling this in deep. Yeah, plenty of pressure from the Adelaide players here. Remy McGuinness all over Fudgy. Fudgy's curling. He's got Babineau coming down on him. He puts it deep. Tomic Sack. Tomic Sack skates around the circle. He looks, he shoots. Pete King makes a save, puts the puck into the corner, picked up by Simon. Simon Kudler skates around the back of the Adelaide net. He's looking for his options. He goes for centering pass, not quite there. Babineau and Simon Kudler having a bit of rough stuff behind the net. And then Adelaide managed to come the other way, but only as far as the Thunder blue line as they're stood up by David Kudler. And then Adelaide coach Mantera puts it back, and that's picked up behind the Adelaide net as it looks like it's Critchlow skates up with it. Critchlow coming over the half wall. He's angled off the wall. He's got another into the skates of Hazelhurst. Hazelhurst manages to keep that, and then Christian Orlett manages to pick up the crumbs, and he goes for the rink wide pass to Bembro, but just out of his reach as Adelaide picked that up, and Oddie puts it onto the stick of Rezic, and then Rezic just doesn't get over the blue line as Orlett stops in there. Orlett skates in. He does one move. He skates, feeds the pass to Bernard, but Pete King for the Adelaide team just managing to get a pad on that and keep that out, but it's into the corner. Hazelhurst comes across. He makes the shot. That's Pitt on a clearing attempt there from Adelaide, not quite out, but then Oddie picks up the crumbs. Oddie skates in. He winds up for the slap shot off the skates of Daniel Goranson and up into the netting. So we have 12 minutes, 25 seconds left in this third period. You have Perth Thunder still leading the Adelaide Adrenaline 8-1. And it's been all Perth Thunder this third period. Adelaide have really struggled to come out of their own end. But Pete King standing up really great for the Adelaide side in net. Not letting anything in so far, apart from one goal when he first got in net. And that's understandable for a cold goaltender. Perth Thunder, and clearing attempt there, doesn't quite make it out. And Remy McGuinness here for Adelaide. He puts it up to the point. That's put in deep by Huxley, the Adelaide team. And then Remy McGuinness battling deep with Geordie Kairos. Jonathan Bremner picks that up. That's chipped out. Up over onto the stick of Andrew Cox. Andrew Cox. Jonathan Bremner. Bremner to Kairos. Kairos shot, but Pete King manages to get the pad across. Yeah, outstanding save there by Pete King. Jonathan Bremner centering pass, doesn't quite get out in front. Kairos diving play to keep that in, and Adelaide come the other way. It's Boyle. Boyle's coming down the line. He's looking for centering pass to Fold, doesn't quite get there. Then Punler for Thunder. Punler gets it. He goes to Kairos. Kairos chips it forward. Kairos is in first with Babineau. Babineau manages to pick that as Kairos goes for a change. Jonathan Bremner's hard in on the forecheck there. Jonathan Bremner takes it off of Babineau. Webster comes in for support. Webster puts it onto the half wall. David Kudler picks that up. He skates cross-ice pass to Tobin, and Tobin finishes with the goal for the home side. As they laid Pete King out flat, and Tobin just went upstairs. So Sean Tobin scores for the Perth Thunder. And you see the big hit from McNeil. And then Davey Kudler just finds Sean Tobin on the opposite side of the ice, who buries it, putting Perth Thunder up 9-1 over Adelaide Adrenaline. But just under halfway played in this third period, and your Perth Thunder take the lead 9-1 over the Adelaide Adrenaline. So we have Kieran Webster taking the face-off here against Critchlow. And that's won by, I think that was won by Adelaide, and Mantera picks that up for the Adelaide club. Critchlow comes through the centre. He's looking for his options. He's going to skate through the middle. He deeks around Tobin, around Webster. Lodge tries to stand him up, but Critchlow's still with it. He comes in to try and take on Woodman. Woodman manages to get the better of him there as Woodman picks it. He chips it around, but back to the stick of Critchlow. Critchlow puts it up to Mantera. Mantera comes in hard, but it's not there, and it goes just past Gerbert on the point. and that's going down the full length of the ice. There won't be any icing because it was played out by Adelaide. Then Woodman picks that up for Thunder. Woodman into the Adelaide zone. Woodman shoots, and Pete King makes a save on the shot there by Jamie Woodman. And he covers up as there's all sorts of Thunder pressure there. That face-off is won by Adelaide. Down into the corner to Huxley. Huxley onto the half wall to Rezic. Rezic skates up through the centre. He's looking for his options. He just puts the shot in on there on Mark McCann, who makes a save. As Hazelhurst tries to clear that, but that's just kept in at the point there. Off the skates of Hazelhurst, onto the stick of Rezic. Rezic shot. Pad save there by McCann, and it's just up high. Hazelhurst comes in again. Hazelhurst clears that just over the Thunder blue line. And then Adelaide managed to pick that up. Cross to Rezic. Rezic cross to Huxley. Huxley's bumped off the puck there by Fudgy, but manages to keep it. Takes the shot from the circle, and McCann makes the glove save on that one. Mark McCann stepping up for the home team here. A couple of good saves there. As we'll get a face-off to the right of Mark McCann. So Perth Thunder lead 9-1, and we're halfway through this third period here. That's chipped up to the point there as Huxley's shot hits Critchlow. Critchlow's got nothing, and Oddie puts the shot across. Foal manages to try and dip that around behind the net, picked up by Critchlow. Critchlow's looking for his options. He's pushed out hard by Sam Wilson. Punler chips it on the half wall to Bernard, to Olette. Olette puts it to Bro, but he's not quite caught up to the play yet, and then Huxley picks that up for the Adelaide side. Adelaide go cross-ice pass there to I think that's Foal coming in over the line. Foal centering pass there, no one home. And Christian Olette picks that up for the Thunder. And he passes to Bernard. Bernard skating in here. Bernard to Bro. Bro shot, and he scores. So Christian to Bernard to Bro, and Bro finishes it with a top shelf screamer straight over the shoulder of Pete King, putting Thunder up 10-1 with 9 minutes 20 left in this third period. And face-off is one back to Woodman. Woodman chips up for Kairos. Kairos looking for his options. He's got stood up on the half wall there by McGuinness. And then McGuinness chips out across ice to Babineau. Babineau's looking. He gets it, controls it just inside the circles. Looks for his options. Pauses. He passes to Boyle. Boyle's looking. Boyle puts it on the stick of Manta. Manta gets his pocket picked there by Cox, but onto the stick of McGuinness. And then Boyle streaks across with a point-blank shot on McCann, who manages to make the save here, keeping it 10-1 in Perth Thunder's favour. Oddie shot, and McCann keeps that paddle wide. That's just tipped up onto the half wall to Lodge. Lodge chips it. That's a foot race now by Gerbert and Tobin, but Gerbert wins that, just chipping it out of the Adelaide zone. Then Critchlow picks that up, coming the other way. Critchlow in over the blue. He's looking. He shoots. McCann makes the save just in front there for Webster to pick up. Webster chips off the half wall. And then that's sailing down, but Huxley's there for Adelaide. Huxley picks it. We've got Lyndon Lodge on the forecheck, but he doesn't quite get there. As Adelaide make the play up. And then Critchlow steps in. He's got Oddie. He's looking for his options. He goes to Rezic. Rezic shot right into the skates of Oddie, and then right in front of Mark McCann, who had to check to see if it was behind him, then realised it was in front, and he makes the save. You know, good play there by Adelaide, but Mark McCann coming up great for the home side in that save. As Tomic Sack comes out. That's put around to Punler. Punler off the half wall. That's chipped down and then picked up by Huxley for the Adelaide side. Huxley's got the forecheck pressure of Liam Jeffries. Jeffries Putting pressure on him, onto the stick of Foal. Foal and Jeffries battling on the half wall. Jeffries comes out with it. He's got it in his stakes. He centre passes, but it goes straight to the stick of Foal. Onto the point to Wilson. Wilson shot into the stick of Gerbert, and then Foal comes the other way, and Mark McCann just snatches that out of the air on the breakaway by Foal. So poor Adelaide cannot get one past Mark McCann tonight. And we're getting the face off to Mark McCann's right. And it's won by Thunder, picked up by Woodman. Woodman to Olet. Olet goes rink wide. Onto the stick of Bernard, but just short. And Bernard comes back to Kudler. Kudler to Woodman. Woodman comes up to Olet. Olet puts it in deep. And then Critchlow clears that for Adelaide. Back. And Thunder players just bunched up on the half wall a little bit as Bernard skates up with it. He puts it deep into the corner for Bro. And Bro manages to keep that alive in the Adelaide zone. He's got Christian Olet in there helping him. Olet feeds, he shot, and Pete King shuts the pads. So just didn't quite get through there on that shot there by Christian Olet. We get a face-off to the right of Pete King down there in the Adelaide zone. Andrew Cox lines up for the home team. Andrew Cox wins it, puts it back down onto his stick. He turns, he goes across ice to Woodman, and then shot. That's bounced off the padding of Pete King and out over the line. Hazelhurst just mistimes that, as so did Boyle. Boyle's looking for centering pass, but nobody there. Andrew Cox picks that up. That's off the half wall and in. It's a foot race between Gerbert and Cox. Cox skates down, feeds to Kairos, who finishes for the hat-trick. Geordie Kairos has got his hat-trick tonight. So there it is. There's Geordie Kairos. That's his hat-trick for the night. I think all the Thunder fans keeping their own hats on their head tonight as Geordie Kairos gets the hat-trick for the home team. A great setup play there by Andrew Cox, as we just saw on the replay. 6 minutes 30 left in this third period. Perth Thunder 11-1 over the Adelaide Adrenaline. As that's won by Webster and then taken off by Oddie. Oddie goes rink wide to Mantera, but just taken off there by Sack. Webster's in the foot race here with Oddie. Webster tries to look for Tobin, but just short of him. Babineau's in there as Lyndon Lodge goes in to take on Babineau. Babineau comes out with the puck. Webster's in there for assistance. And then it looks like it's Oddie that just chips that round to Mantera. Mantera, he comes back with it behind the Adelaide net, round the circle. He's looking for his options. He dekes around Webster. Mantera skates in, he puts it onto the stick of Oddie, then goes down to get it behind the Thunder net. He puts it on, round, and that's picked up by Oddie on the half wall. Mantera comes back for support, he picks that up. He drops it down for Oddie, but onto the stick of Tobin. Tobin's going the other way for the Thunder. Tobin, he's got Lodge and Webster. He puts the backhand across to Lodge. Lodge looking for his options. He shoots into the pads of Pete King. The rebound trickles out, picked up by Webster. Up onto the point for Woodman, and Woodman puts it in deep for Webster. Webster chips to Lodge. Lodge looking for his options here as he skates. He feeds up Kudler on the point. Kudler goes across to Woodman. Woodman's just out of Woodman's reach there, but he manages to chip that deep into the stick of Tobin. Tobin's battling hard on the half wall. And then back onto the... I'm just trying to see that one there. Adelaide managed to come back out with that through Critchlow. Critchlow gets it into the Thunder zone, and Woodman takes it off him again. And then just chips loosely into the neutral zone as Adelaide pick up and put it deep into the Thunder zone as Kudler's in to get that. He's got Boyle hassling him. Kudler just chips onto the stick of Liam Jeffries. Jeffries goes across to Simon Kudler. Simon Kudler gets his pocket picked by Boyle. And then Davey Kudler manages to make the hit on the half wall of Boyle. And that's chipped just as far as Tomic Sack, but then Simon Kudler skating through, goes to pick the puck off, but Babineau takes that, and then Boyle comes back. Boyle goes for the feed to Babineau, only up to the point in Huxley. Huxley puts that shot deep. Sorry, McNeil puts that shot deep. Adelaide all over the Thunder here as Foal comes in. He puts it onto the stick of Boyle. Boyle curling behind the Thunder net. Boyle's battling with both the Kudlers, and then goes for the centering pass. David Kudler picks that up for Thunder. He puts it onto the half wall, onto the stick of Tomic Sack. Tomic Sack feeds for Liam Jeffries, but just out of Liam's reach. And picked up by Huxley for Adelaide. Huxley puts it back across for McNeil. McNeil onto the stick of Foal, and then Foal looking for Rezic coming across the blue line there, but not quite enough on that one as Hazelhurst picks that up for Thunder. Hazelhurst starts skating with it. He goes to the stick of Bembro. Bembro streaks through the centre of the ice, putting on some speed here. He goes for the deep, but then Huxley just got his stick on that and put it out of his reach, so he couldn't pull the trigger. So that looks like that's going to be a face-off to the right-hand side there of Pete King. And there is 3 minutes 30 left in this hockey game, and Perth Thunder winning 11-1 over Adelaide Adrenaline. Bernard, he wins that one, but it's stuck in his feet somewhere, so he puts it deep into the Thunder zone. Gerbert back to get that for Adelaide, and then that's gone the length of the ice for icing. But Mark McCann just touching that with his paddle to stop the icing. But Daniel Goranson goes to Ouellette. Ouellette fumbles that puck, but couldn't quite get there. He looks for Bernard. Sorry, Bro shot, and that's into the glass and over the back of the netting. So some fan has a souvenir there, and we'll be looking for a new puck as we get a face-off to the right of Pete King from the Adelaide club. 3 minutes exactly left in this hockey game. Oh, sorry, 3 minutes and 4 seconds left in this hockey game. With your Perth Thunder winning 11-1 over the Adelaide Adrenaline Club. Geordie Kairos shot that one in, and Pete King just manages to get the glove on it. So face-off win there by Andrew Cox, picked up by Kairos and then shot in, and Pete King puts his glove up and takes hold of that puck. So face-off to Pete King's left. As Andrew Cox looks for the win on that one, but Critchlow ties him up. Critchlow puts it across to Babineau. Babineau goes to Manter. Manter skates in. He's looking for his options. He tries to chip it to Critchlow. Critchlow skates around. He looks. Can't get the shot away. Went to bank it off the back of Mark McCann, but couldn't quite get there. Now Critchlow with it behind the Thunder net now. They've got Oddie in front. Critchlow's looking for his options. He drops it back to Manter. Manter's cycling around. He's looking for options here. He goes to the point in Huxley. Huxley shot over the net and onto the stick of Andrew Cox. Andrew Cox goes to Bremner. Bremner's got some pace coming in over the blue, so is Coxie. And they're calling that offside, apparently. So we will see. Just on the replay there, yeah, just slightly offside there by Andrew Cox. He took off a little bit too quick. So the face-off will come just outside the Adelaide zone. That one's won by Webster, put in deep, but then Foal picks that up for the Adelaide side and puts it out. Kudler goes rink wide, puts it onto the stick of Woodman, who puts it in deep behind the board. Webster into chase that. Babineau puts him hard into the boards. Then Adelaide comes out with it onto the stick of Foal, but he's tied up by Woodman on the board there, on the boards. Tobin with it. Tobin gets his pocket picked by Babineau. Babineau's looking to clear it, only as far as Woodman. Woodman puts it back in deep. He skates with it. Woodman shot into the pads of Pete King, and he just manages to hold the glove on that and say, nope, I don't want any more past. So Adelaide really struggling to get out of their own end in this third period. We have 1 minute and 48 seconds left in this hockey game, and your Perth Thunder are winning 11-1 over Adelaide Adrenaline. That face-off is won by Adelaide, picked up behind the net. And onto the stick of Critchlow. Critchlow drops that pass to Manter. Manter onto the stick of Huxley. Manter centering pass, but just out of the reach there, as that's chipped out by Tomic Sack. Tomic Sack skating down. He's got Sean Tobin. It's one on. He feeds Webster. Webster goes across to Tobin, who finishes. A great play there by the young line from the Perth Thunder. Atomic sack to Webster to Tobin and in the net as the boys just set up that play and undressed with the diving defenseman in Huxley there. It was a beautiful play there for the Thunder. Sean Tobin picks up his second for the night with, I think that's Jamie Woodman on 2, Kairos on 3, Hazelhurst on 2, and now Tobin on 2. So the Perth Thunder local boys getting some numbers up in tonight's game as the Perth Thunder are 12-1 up over Adelaide Adrenaline with 1 minute 20 left in this hockey game. Face-off is won by Adelaide. Adelaide picked that up behind their own net. As they're pressured, that puck's come up out of the Adelaide zone onto the stick of Remy McGuinness. Remy McGuinness battling hard here, but he's beaten by Sam Wilson to the puck. Wilson puts it round the back of the net. Rezic tips it onto Huxley's stick. Shot there off the pad of Mark McCann, sorry. Onto the stick of Simon Kudla, onto Jeffries. Jeffries skates in over the half wall. He looks for Simon. Simon can't quite handle that one in front of the net. He goes into the corner there and he's hit hard by Huxley, but Hazelhurst keeps that alive. Then we've got the shot there by Atomic Sack in on Pete King. That's put into the corner. Simon Kudla looking for the rebounds, nothing there. Then that's chipped out over the blue line and Sam Wilson picks that up for the Thunder. He puts it onto the stick of Hazelhurst. Hazelhurst onto the stick of Jeffries, and apparently we're offside. So the face-off will come just outside the Adelaide blue line. 21 seconds left in this game. Here tonight at the Thunderdome, your CD Dodd Perth Thunder taking it 12-1 over Adelaide Adrenaline. As the face-off is just down the ice a bit, just outside the Thunder zone. As they line up for the face-off here. And that's won by Adelaide, but picked up by Daniel Goranson. Goranson chips it onto Woodman. Woodman skates up with it, puts onto Bremner. Bremner's pass taken off, and Critchlow comes the other way. Critchlow looking for his options. He sent a pass to Manter, but Manter couldn't pull the trigger. Down to Critchlow. Critchlow looks for his options. He comes up high, and that shot's off of Gerbert's stick and up out of play, and that will end the hockey game with your Perth Thunder winning 12-1 over Adelaide Adrenaline, and Mark McCann coming in that third period, not letting in a single goal. So from all of us at your CD Dodd Perth Thunder, we thank you very much for listening in. A big shout out to the FRS guys for setting up every week and making this live feed possible. You guys are absolute champions and we couldn't do it without you. And all you fans listening in, you make it what it is, and we look forward to keeping you updated from the final series in Melbourne when your Perth Thunder take on the CBR Brave in their first semi-final on Saturday next weekend. So make sure you tune in. There is live streams available via the AIHL website, or as we have said, the Crossbar here at the Ice Arena will be streaming the game, and they also have a Facebook page at the Crossbar, and you will get all the details on their Facebook page. So make sure you get amongst it and watch the finals when your Perth Thunder take on CBR Brave next Saturday in Melbourne at Docklands. But for now, that's our final home game of the season. We thank you all very, very much for listening in. We hope you have enjoyed our broadcasts, and we will try and improve during the off-season. As we have stated, we did get thrown in the deep end, but we hope it's kept you up to date. And we thank you all very, very much for your support and look forward to you tuning in next year. So thanks and be safe.
With well over 50 years' experience, CD Dodd Scrap Metal Recyclers are one of the leading scrap metal companies in Australia. We service everyone from the small private operator to the huge multinational corporation. If it's scrap metal you need to dispose of, we are willing to purchase and collect it from you. With our extensive fleet of vehicles, plants in Perth and Kalgoorlie, and statewide collection, we offer a tailor-made service to suit your requirements. In addition, our capabilities extend to mine site demolition and cleanup and marine salvage. For inquiries regarding scrap metal purchases or industrial recycling, call us now on 93703066 or visit recyclers.com.au.
Are you thinking about buying a car, a boat, or getting a personal loan? Maybe you've just started a new job, are self-employed, or had credit problems in the past and not sure if you can get finance. We'll discuss your situation and independently work with you to get you approved. Before you commit to any loan, talk to our team at Smooth Financial Services on 1300 764 240 or visit our website at smoothfs.com.
Financial broker license number BN4310.
Got the boys coming around to watch the big game? Forget your 50-inch and hire a big screen. From turn up to turn on in minutes. 2 screens available. Book at frontrowscreens.com.au.
At Equitum, we believe every person's story is different, that we are all shaped by our experiences, values, challenges, and aspirations. We believe your story is the most important aspect in building a financial strategy and a partnership for life. Whether you're an individual, family, or small business owner, we'll identify what's important to you, then help you build and protect what you've worked for. If you want financial certainty and peace of mind, contact Equitum on 9204 1266 or head to equitum.com.au. Equitum. Protect your finance, control your future.